Alright, so if you're online, or if you're a personal trainer, or you want to be a personal trainer and you wanted to, potentially take it, make it as a business, this is for you. My name is Jason. I'm in the process of doing, the online nutrition and fitness coaching business. If you're trying to do it online or not online, kind of the same thing, except online's a little bit more difficult, especially if you don't have any clients. In person probably means that, you already have a gym that you work out, and, I think it'll be a lot easier to find clients, because not only are you at the gym, man, you can be handing out business cards to the people, be like, yo, screw these people, come work with me, I'll charge you less, and I'll get you the same results. And you know what I mean? You just do that for like 2 years, and just bam, you have like 400 clients. Not really, but you know what I mean. So for the online personal training, for people who don't have testimonials, have social proof, my advice to you today is just do it. You say, just do what? Well, just do it. Just put yourself out there. You're gonna hear from a lot of people. They might be right. They might be right. When you might hear this, go to in-person training, get your clients, and then go online. They're probably right, but I'm telling you, if you don't give up and you always do something different every day and learn from your failures, there's no way that you're gonna run out of plans. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that you're gonna run out of things to try, things to do, things to learn. There's no way. And it's like you can go to college to get a master's in business, in 4 years, maybe 200 grand. I don't know the pricing exactly, but it's very expensive. Or you can just do it. You can just do it. You can buy the courses you need, buy the books you need, study all you need at home, all that stuff. There's ways you can do it online and by yourself. You don't need to listen to the crowd. Sure, I'm sure it'll be a lot easier. Like for me, I have no testimonials. It is hard. However, if I do make it work, I'm gonna teach you how to do it. I got some cool stuff, is I don't even have a social media, so I'm doing some other stuff. I might end up paying someone to go drop off door hangers. I create a flyer basically and put it on and make it to where it's like as a hook, and then I put it on people's doors. I go to the neighborhood, and if you have free time, you know what I mean, that's something you can do. You don't have to outsource. But like for me, I work 80 plus hours a week. I don't really have time to do anything. Like I'm not even joking, it sucks. Like yesterday was a 15-hour day, and I woke up at 4 in the morning, and I worked on the business, made some content to potentially help some people that are in my position. All I want to do is drop one golden nugget, or 2 or 3 or 7 golden nuggets in a video, you know what I mean, to where you're learning and you can implement it into your business. These are raw footages. I'm not trying to be an expert in anything, but if you can just get one thing. Yeah, just doing it. Like for me so far, I've dropped over probably like 50 campaigns, ad campaigns, and I'm still learning. Audiences, placements, dynamic content, Google ads, meta ads. I would just, do it. And like today, I created this, website, like a landing page within 30 minutes, and it's probably not super professional, and I'm probably missing out on a lot of potential. I created a landing page for a 30-day challenge. It's $49 a month. You get complete nutrition and fitness coaching. The challenge is lose 10 pounds in 1 month challenge. I don't know, $49.99. You get nutrition and fitness coaching. Follow the plan. I believe that you're gonna lose the weight. But and so if I'm dropping advertisements, if I could just find one person, that's willing to pay me $49, I have. So there's a thing called lifetime value of a customer, and then there's your cost to acquire a customer, and then there's the return on ad spend. Your return on ad spend is calculated with the cost it takes to acquire a customer plus or divided by your lifetime value of each customer. So for example, if a lifetime value of my customer is about $1,000, which let's just say 5 months of personal training. After 5 months, I'll lose everybody. So my average is about $1,000. But it takes me $100 to acquire a customer. So it takes $100 to make $1,000. That's a 10 to 1. You know, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm still learning, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's a 10, you know. So you just gotta figure it out. And the biggest thing about it is trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. You know, there's things like conversions on your fonts, the conversions on your color scheme of your website. There's so many different factors, and yes, you can definitely pay someone to do the stuff for you, and which will probably save you a lot of headache, a lot of trial and error. That's what I recommend. But if you don't have that, like I do, I just don't have time to find somebody to do it for me. It's quite the dilemma, so I'm doing everything my best. But it's just throwing it out there, you know what I mean? Just getting your name out there, getting, you know, just throwing out there, figuring out what works, but learning from what doesn't work. That's the biggest thing, is figuring out what doesn't work and why it doesn't work, and figuring out what works and why it works. Those things are critical, and it could take you about 100 tries to actually learn what's actually working, what's not, what's good, what's a good cost per lead, what's, you know, where did the best leads come from, you know, the list goes on. And so these are the things, you know, you know, where are your customers at, you know. It's like, for me, I believe Google ads is probably better than Meta ads, because it depends. There's Google search ads, Google display ads, Google, you know, there's other types of Google ads. For me personally, I believe Google search is probably the best, but the problem with Google search is that you have to outrank everybody else or outbid everybody else, and outbidding everybody else can be quite expensive, you know what I mean? Especially when you got big ballers out there, big whales, just throwing freaking $100,000 a day, $50,000 a day on advertisements. I'm not even joking. I've heard people spend that much money, you know. So when I'm spending $30 a day trying to find one lead, I'm happy with that. I'm happy if I find, I should say, client leads. I can get very cheap leads, you know what I mean? All you gotta do is create an ebook, and then you free ebook, and then you post, or you send an advertisement to get this free ebook, and you're probably gonna be spending, depending on the niche and all that, you're roughly gonna be spending anywhere from $50 to potentially $2 per lead. For me, my cookbook, it was a high protein cookbook. I was averaging about, it depended on the ad and the audience, but I was averaging, let's just say, $1 per lead. There was some where I was getting 53 cents per lead. Now, were they high quality? No, because they're free people, and I try to get them on my online nutrition, like, hey, you're interested in high protein cookbook, you know, you got goals or what? And they're, you know, a lot of people are like, nah, okay. But they're on my email list. I send them, you know, once a month an online nutrition and fitness coaching offer, you know. I'm probably going to end up doing that today. So sending an email, like, hey, I got this challenge going on. It's $49. You get complete nutrition and fitness coaching for 1 month. Let's lose 10 pounds together. Let's do it. And I really want to build a community for these people. Like, I'm not even joking, dude. I really want to build a community, because I feel like the community is, like, valuable. You know what I mean? So if you have people in there that are in your same exact, instead of having testimonials, you'll have people in there like, I'm doing the same thing as you. I'm actually going through the same struggles as you. And they're going to be like, man, I really wish I knew some snacks that keep me full longer, because I'm tired of snacking all day. Dang it, it's making me gain weight. And someone's like, in the community's like, dude, I got these really awesome high protein low calorie bars. You just eat one of these and it keeps you satisfied all day long. You should try it out. Here's my recipe, you know. And it's just, you know what I mean, like, and that's what you want. You want an engaged community. You don't just want a community. You want a community that's willing to engage with one another, you know, welcome new people, make them feel like they're doing this together, making them feel like they're not alone. You know, like, I feel like that's a real big thing, especially too, like, during the onboarding process, is that if you can send people to a community where they can see people, if you don't have testimonials, it's one thing, but having a bunch of resources, like all these cool protein ideas, you know, ways to, you know, minimize snacking if you're bored, or, you know, minimize snacking if it's not your time to eat, you know, like, you gotta wait until lunch, and, you know, like, you know, all these people just giving out tips and tricks and stuff. 5 to 9 is what keeps you alive. I'm like, oh, so it's entrepreneurship, dude. It's non-stop, especially when you're by yourself, dude. Like, it is kind of rough, you know? You think you have early days, but if you have early days, that means you don't care about getting it done quicker, because ultimately, if you spend 8 hours on your business every day compared to 1 hour a day, which one do you think is going to be more successful faster? Do the math. 8 hours. Jeez. But obviously people don't have that much free time. I know I don't. You know, I've had 1 day off in about 2 months, and by choice. Obviously it's by choice. I'm trying to quit my job. I'm trying to figure out what I can do on the side for this nutrition and fitness coaching business. So yeah, that's just one of the things. I've been doing it for like 5 months now, you know, really trying to find clients, and I've documented what I've been doing, and I'm not even joking. I have 0 clients. I've had a lot of people, but they never convert to real because they tend to slack off because they don't have any commitment. I'm trying new things. EDDM. I'm gonna buy a professional website. On top of buying the professional website, or I'm gonna make a professional website. I'm gonna have a blog post. The blog post is gonna basically have SEO